Notice the way this skier's feet come close together as she skis the V2 with a very symmetrical movement from ski to ski, the arms coming high. Now the skier in V1 moving crisply from ski to ski in a relatively high tempo V1, springing off one ski onto the dominant ski. Here again in the V1 we see the skier switching from a right dominant to a left dominant with a quick switch. Very nicely done. Switching back to the right and then back to the left. In the V2 alternate now, we see that there's a longer extension as there's more time for the poling action. Hands are coming up evenly as she pulls on the left. I'd like to notice the poling with this skier. The elbows could be closer to the poles, which might help eliminate some of the slight rowing motion we see. And the skis are moving fairly nicely here. Here we see good timing in the V1 on the right side. The arms rather than the abs seem to be doing most of the work here. V2 alternate, as opposed to V2, requires greater balance of the skier, as the poles are only planted half as often. This skier has met the basic timing requirements of the V2 and should work on bringing her feet closer together, remaining balanced over the gliding ski a bit longer before starting the poling action. That will help to smooth out her V2. We see good timing in this V1. I'd like to see the skier's upper body remain more central to keep the power more even on each side. This skier is working at mastering the timing of the V2. Note how the poles and ski hit nearly at the same time as they would in a V1. It does have the symmetrical look, however, of the V2. This skier hits his stride as the hill steepens with a low body position and a vigorous push-off engaging the abdominals. Rising up and balancing over the right leg will allow the left leg to swing back underneath and improve the form of this skier's V2 alternate. With this skier, notice how the body stays down the track, being driven by the poles and legs, which are extending out to the side fully and then fully swinging back underneath. This skier moves confidently from the V2 into a left V1 and then quickly switches sides to the right. Here in the V2 alternate, you can see how the one-sided poling allows for complete follow-through and powerful recovery. This skier demonstrates the requisite timing of the V2. The legs could swing back underneath the body rather than a slight stepping that's noticed here, or lifting of the leg. Abs could be more fully engaged to create more power for this skier. Here in the V1, we see the skier using the correct timing, actively using her hips to power the skis up the hill. The abs could be more involved here as the arms seem to be doing a lot of the work. This skier moves from the V2 to the V2 alternate, using symmetrical poling and weight transfer to propel herself efficiently down the trail. With this skier, notice how she uses her upper body and abs. You can see her head moving up and down here, and also the feet swinging nicely back under the core. for an extended push-off. Here we see the crisp 3-1 timing and the asymmetrical high hand position, which are hallmarks of the V1. The skier also does a nice job looking up the hill, which helps create a positive body position. Here the skier is working at driving the arms forward to rise up over the gliding ski. Poling exhibits a slight A-framing, which can be a deterrent to efficient movement.